Welcome to ACE Engineering Academy and ACE Online. Now we are ready for explaining the morning session memory-based questions, and this is our team, and he is Mr. Vamshi Krishna and Mr. Venkateshwarlu sir and Mr. Srinivas sir and Mr. Rajesh sir, Mr. Srinivas sir, Hi. Mr. Venkat Rao sir, and he is our faculty Dashrath sir, Ramaya sir, Gnaneshwar sir and Aditya sir. And now we are ready for explaining the memory-based questions. And now Mr. Srinivas sir is going to take care of the total weightage analysis of the questions and what are the questions came and what type of questions came, how many numerical answers type questions, how many multiple selection questions and how many multiple choice questions. And here what we discussed is most of the questions, whatever came in GATE 2025 are mostly of the questions that we have given in our test series and what are the type of questions that we have discussed in our classrooms that we have seen. And those type of questions that what we have covered from our students are going to be discussed now. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Engineering Academy, which is offering coaching for GATE 2026 offline as well as online. Today I am here to discuss all possible solutions which are nearest and closest solution for the memory based questions. So based on the information gathered from the students, the analysis of the GATE 2025 forenoon session, it says that the standard of the paper is easy to moderate. And the solution which are going to provide only nearest possible solutions because all these questions are memory based questions. Let me analyze subject wise and each and every subject how many questions they asked. So based on the information collected from the students, we found that discrete mathematics there are 5 questions. Out of 5 questions, 2 questions are 1 mark questions and 3 questions are 2 marks questions. And similarly theory of computation, based on the information, there is 1 question from 1 mark question and there are 3 questions from 2 marks questions. Similarly, compiler design, we are having 4 questions. Out of that 3 questions are 1 mark questions and 1 question is 2 marks question. And DBMS, there are 4 questions asked. Out of that 3 questions of 2 marks type and 1 question is 1 mark type. Next on computer networks, there are 5 questions. 2 of them are 1 mark questions and 3 of them are 2 marks questions. And data structures we have 4 questions. Similarly, programming language we are having 2 questions. Operating system, we have 5 questions. Out of that, 2 questions from 2 marks and 3 questions from 2 marks questions. Next, digital logics, there are 3 questions. And algorithm subject, we are having 3 questions. And finally, computer organization, there are 6 questions are there. Out of that, 2 of them are 1 mark questions and 4 of them are 2 marks questions. All these questions are based on the memory and we collected from the various sources. So maybe this analysis, nearest possible analysis, okay? And most of the students are saying that this paper is easy to moderate level. So based on that only, our faculty, our team members are going to provide solutions which are nearest possible solution for the given questions. And one more thing is ACE Engineering Academy is offering coaching for GATE 2026 students, which is online as well as offline. We are here to provide support, and if anybody want to enroll, please enroll the course. Now, Mr. Dashra sir is going to teach theory of computation questions. Hi Dashra sir, please welcome.
Hi everyone, good evening. So this is Dr. Dashra, your subject matter expert of the theory of computation. I am here to share all the memory based questions whichever the friends has shared with us. I would provide you the simple solutions whatever is given to us according to our memory questions whatever we are provided. So that is completely on assumptions and it's the only thrust of the students. So I would like to provide you the possible solutions according to the data what we have with us. As for the analysis given by my colleague, you know that there is a 2 marks questions on the theory of computation and 1 mark from the basic level questions. If you see all these questions on this subject, there are 1 question on the fundamental area, 2 questions on the finite automata and regular expressions, 1 question on the context free languages, and there is also a question on the basic or fundamentals of the theory of computation. So that's what the analysis we have made it. Apart from that, our students' comments also, nothing is missed out from the classroom problems. 90% of the questions has been repeated or same questions or models has been practiced and same has been repeated in the examination. So we are glad to know that, and I just wanted to provide you what are the questions we have received with the simple solutions. Let's look at the first question here. So this is the standard question, this is the memory based question. If there is a NFA machine with the n states that is accepting of the language L, once you construct a DFA to that machine, how many maximum number of states you can have at most? This is a standard simple memory based question. You all required here at most you are going to have the 2 power n states. That is the highest. So if you look at your options, you all know that there is a DFA that may be exist here 2 power n or less than or equivalent to, right? So we are just going for here not any other options, not the greater than 2 power n. This is required about at most 2 power n, but the values range can be what here, same value from even from the 1 to 2 power n minus 2 power n, you can have it. So that's the reason you can go for your option C. There exists a DFA with 2 power n. So this number of states are going to be always going to be equivalent of the less than or equivalent to 2 power n states in the corresponding DFA machine. So that's a simple question. After that, finding of the language. This model we have emphasized multiple times. This model is the standard model in the examination. Every time they have been asking about the identify the language what it has been recognized by the DFA machine. So if you look at this diagram, you know there is a DFA machine with the 4 states. We have to identify what is the language has been recognized by this. This diagram defined on the alphabet A and B. Whenever we have these kind of questions, our standard procedure is very simple. You have to look at the diagram first, identify the strings, start with your very smallest string what is going to be recognized here. Very smallest string it's going to be taking about the BAB. Later it's going to be taking about the ABAB here. After that you can also take a BBAB, it will be recognizing and so on, this is accepting here. Whenever you look into these options, what you will understand from here, this is containing the substring BAB. In containing substring BAB, you also can have a string like a BABBB. You take down this string here. This string is containing the substring as a BAB, but this cannot be acceptable by this machine here. So that's why option A is failure. Then you coming to the option C, not ending with BAB, this says what here, if that is the case, first member of a language is a epsilon, second member is a just A and B, and except this part, rest of the string supposed to be accepted. But this is not going to be happen by this machine. So that's why this is also wrong. And all strings beginning with BAB. So that is not the case here. If that would be the case here, then BABA also must be accepted by this machine. All these samples whatever you are tested not accepting by the machine, that's why this A is wrong, C is wrong, D is wrong, only B is the correct answer. This is the one question we have seen that. After that, there is a question on the context free languages. Recognizing whether a language is a context free or not. In this list, this is also standard question. Our classroom note question it is. If you see this all 2 questions, usually you can say that for L2 you can easily define the PDA. You can do the A's as the push as well as the B's you can also push, and you can do the pop for the C operation. So that's why this is completely CFL, and you know this machine or this language you got this M is for the 3 times. That means our association between the 3 ABC existing among all 3 members. In such a cases, we all you know the thumbnail, we cannot design a machine where a member has an association for the more than 2. That's the reason, as M is existing for the 3 times, this language is a CSL language but not CFL. So that's what direct question has also given here. So from these 2 choices, what you can understand, L1 is not CFL, absolutely right, and L2 is CFL. That's the correct answer. After that, we have received one question on the regular languages in the another set. There also they are given about the 2 simple languages. This is the L1 and there is a L2. In one L1, they mentioned W, X, W such that, and they are given here W comma X belongs to A comma B whole plus, and L2 is also given the same model W, X, W such that here W belongs to just A and X belongs to the A comma B whole plus. So for these 2 questions, for these 2 languages is asking about what are the regulars here. What language is regular? That is the question has been given. You know that for this one you can easily write a regular expression. How do you write the regular expression? This X is A comma B whole plus. So that means this is going to be A plus B whole plus. Then W can have here only 2 choices. This W is belongs to just A here. So before of it you can have a just A, after that also you can have a just A. That's how you can easily build a regular expression for the L2, hence L2 is a regular. Whereas your L1, you cannot write any regular expression because there is a word copying here. Whatever W I have here, that should be reflected after the X. So that's why this word copying language cannot be done by our finite automata, hence it is not a regular. It is not regular, only L2 is the regular. Apart from that, there are one or two questions has been given on the fundamentals. Those all of them you can definitely answer. So these are the questions what I received from the students. So this is the proper analysis so I can made according to the data existing on my side. Thank you.
Hello students, there are total 6 questions from engineering mathematics, 3 from probability, 2 from linear algebra and 1 from calculus. So here are the memory based questions and their solutions. A fair die contains outcomes 1, 2, so on 6. Now if the die is thrown 3 times, what's the probability that the outcome 6 appeared only once? This is clearly a binomial random variable case. You can set n as 3, the probability of 6 is 1 by 6, so 1 minus p is 5 by 6 and you need exactly one success, so the probability that x equal to 1 is 3c1, 1 by 6 whole power 1, 5 by 6 whole power 3 minus 1 which is 2. 3c1 is 3 into 1 by 6 into 25 by 36. So this cancels this and then the answer is 25 by 72. So let's go to the next problem. They gave a 2 cross 2 matrix. They are asking you the eigenvalues of a power 13. A very simple question. First find the eigenvalues of a and then the eigenvalues of a power 13 are lambda power 13. So how do you find the eigenvalues of a? Write the characteristic equation 1 minus lambda 1 1 minus 1 minus lambda. The determinant of this has to be 0. And then 1 minus lambda into minus 1 minus lambda minus 1 equal to 0. This can be rewritten as lambda minus 1 into lambda plus 1 minus 1 equal to 0. So what next? This is lambda square minus 1 and then again minus 1 equal to 0. So from this lambda is plus or minus root 2. So I want the eigenvalues of a power 13. So this is root 2 power 13 and minus root 2 power 13. So power 13 can be written as 12 and then 1. So root 2 whole power 12 is 64. So this is 64 root 2 and then this is minus 64 root 2. So these are the options. This is a very simple question on differentiability. He says they gave a function f of x and it says f of x is differentiable. First apply the condition for continuity. So what's the condition? It is f of 1 minus equal to f of 1 plus. So for 1 minus it is a plus b, for 1 minus it is a plus b, for 1 plus it is 1 plus 1 plus 1. From this the value of a plus b is 3. Now apply the condition for differentiability. It's already given, it is like if f of x is differentiable, that means you can assume that f of x is continuous. So I've applied the continuity, now apply the differentiability. What is f dash? F dash is a here and then this is 3x square plus 2x. So now check the left and the right slopes. F dash of 1 minus has to be equal to f dash of 1 plus. So what is f dash of 1 minus? So 1 minus is a, 1 plus substitute 1 here, 3 plus 2 is 5. We got the value of a which is 5. Now substitute the value of a here. So 5 plus b is 3. The value of b is 3 minus 5 which is minus 2. The value of b was asked. There are 4 fair coins and 1 fake coin with probability of head as 1. So fair coin means the probability of head, the probability of tail both are 1 by 2 and it's a fake coin, so the probability of head is 1. A coin is randomly picked and tossed 2 times. It is observed that 2 heads are obtained. Now this is something called as some condition is already given. It is observed that 2 heads are obtained. What's the probability that those heads were obtained from the fake coin? So this is a base rule problem. So let's see how to solve this. So it's already given that we have got 2 heads. So what is given? Yeah, we have already got 2 heads. So it's already given that we have got 2 heads. So we want to know what is the probability that it came from a fake coin. So now how do you get 2 heads? So I can get 2 heads either from a fair coin or from a fake, I can get 2 heads from either a fair coin or from a fake coin. So what's the probability that I pick a fair coin? Total there are 5 coins, among them there are 4 fair coins. The probability that I pick a fair coin is 4 by 5. And then I am tossing it 2 times, so the probability of getting heads, 2 heads is 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 plus the 2 heads can be from fake coin as well. So among the 5 coins there is 1 fake coin. The probability of picking a fake coin is 1 by 5. Now once I have picked the fake coin and I toss it 2 times, obviously it is head. The probability of getting 2 heads is 1 into 1. Now from this total probability, pick that term which is related to the fake coin. Come on, observe these 2 terms. Now which term is related to the fake coin? It is this term which is 1 by 5. You simplify this to get the answer. The numerator is 1 by 5. The denominator is, so how shall I write this? 4 plus 4 by 5 into 2 into 2. No. 5 cancels. 5 cancels. And this is 8, this is 4. So the answer is 1 by 2, which is 0.5. There are 2 more questions. So Venkatrao sir will be discussing those 2 questions.
Look at this problem. Consider the probability density function of continuous random variable f of x equal to cx square, where x lies between 1 and 4. We have to find this probability. So before going to find the required value, first you have to find c value. To get c value, sum of the probability is equal to 1 minus infinity to infinity f of x dx 1, but the problem defined in the interval 1 to 4. So I can directly write integral 1 to 4 f of x dx equal to 1. So from this integral 1 to 4 cx square dx equal to 1. So from this cx cube by 3 between the limits 1 to 4 equal to 1. So from this 4 cube, c into 4 cube, 64 by 3 minus 1 by 3 equal to 1. That is 63 by 3, that is 21c equal to 1. From this c equal to 1 by 21. Now let us find the required value. P probability value lies between 2 and 3. Probability value lies between 2 and 3, that is equal to integral 2 to 3 cx square dx equal to 1. From this c into x cube by 3 between the limits 2 to 3, that is 27 by 3, that is 9 minus 8 by 3. So c value how much we got? C value 1 by 21. This is 27 minus 1, that is 19, 19 by 3. So 19 by 63. Therefore, it is 19 by 63. We are not aware whether it is a fill in the blank question or multiple choice question. If it is a fill in the blank question, you can simplify and write that numerical value. Next, look at this question carefully. Consider the following system of non-homogeneous linear equations x plus ky equal to 1, kx plus y equal to 1. Which of the following statement is true? Or which of the following statements are true? It is MSQ, at least one answer is correct. I mean one or more options correct. So let us write the augmented matrix. For this, the augmented matrix AB equal to 1k1 k1 minus 1. Reduce this augmented matrix AB to echelon form using the row operation R2 minus KR1. So the augmented matrix AB equal to 1k1 first row no change. Second row observe carefully, k minus k0, 1 minus k square, minus 1 minus k. Now let us discuss the options. What is option A? The system doesn't have a solution for exactly one value of k. No solution. No solution means rank of A not equal to rank of AB. I mean rank of A less than rank of AB. So if I take k equal to 1, if I take k equal to 1, rank of A 2, because this is matrix A, this is matrix AB. So for k equal to 1, rank of A 2, for k equal to 1, rank of AB is 2. So therefore, this is 1, so rank of AB is 2. So rank A not equal to rank AB for k equal to 1. Therefore, the system has no solution only for k equal to 1. If you want, you may cross check for k equal to minus 1 as well. If you take k equal to minus 1, this is 1 minus 1, 0. If you take k equal to minus 1, this is also 0. In that case, rank of A1, rank of AB 1, but number of variables 2. In that case, it will have infinite number of non-zero solutions. So that's why no solution possible only for one value of k, that is k equal to 1. So no solution possible only for exactly one value of k, therefore option A is correct. Now option B, the set of equations will have infinitely many solutions for one value of k, this is to be discussed. And observe, it will have infinite number of solutions, they said for only one value of k. So if you take k equal to minus 1, observe carefully, if you take k equal to minus 1, rank of A 2, rank of A 1. Similarly, if you take k equal to minus 1, minus of minus 1, that is plus 1. So rank of AB is also plus 1. So but if you take k equal to 1, this is 0, it will not be 0. So rank of A not equal to rank of AB in that case. Rank of A equal to rank of AB only when k equal to minus 1 and it is less than number of variables. Therefore, system will have infinite number of non-zero solutions only for k equal to minus 1. So therefore, the system of equations will have infinitely many solutions for one value of k only. Therefore, accordingly, option B is the right answer then. Now the system of equations will have infinite solutions for exactly one value of k, but they said in option C, it will have infinitely many solutions for any value of k. For any value of k, how will it be true? If you take k equal to 1, you are getting rank A not equal to rank AB, that's why option C wrong. And moreover, option D, the set of equations will have unique solution for exactly one value of k. Unique solution means rank of A equal to rank of AB, exactly one value of k. The set of equations will have unique solution for exactly one value of k. For example, this value not equal to 0, 1 minus k square not equal to 0, it will have unique solution. 1 minus k square not equal to 0 means 1 plus k into 1 minus k not equal to 0. That means k not equal to 1 comma minus 1, k value not equal to 1, k value not equal to minus 1, it will have unique solution. But they said k, it will have unique solution for one value of k, but we are getting it doesn't have unique solution for k not equal to 1 and k not equal to minus 1. That means it will take several values other than 1 and minus 1 for unique solution. So accordingly, option D wrong, because they said for one value of k only it has unique solution, but we are getting infinite values of k except 1 and minus 1. That's it. Thank you.
So now we are going to discuss about the questions, memory-based questions from computer network subject as well as operating system subject. And I clearly, confidently can say that the questions which we have collected, those questions are all the previous predicted topics only. There is no question from untapped area. All are predicted based questions, I mean expected topics only. All the questions are from expected topics only. So as part of that, let's consider first IPv4 addressing based question. So what is the motive of this question? You know that there is a router you have, okay, there is a router you have. So this router is having 4 interfaces here like this, right? There are 4 interfaces like this. Now this router is getting one packet. This is the packet with some destination IP address. This packet is arriving onto the router. Now this router needs to forward this packet to one of the interface among these 4. So how this router can forward this packet to one of these 4 interfaces? So for that, the destination IP address is given like this. What is the destination IP address here? 145.36.109.17, and each mask, this is Ethernet 1, this interface is Ethernet 2, this interface is Ethernet 3, and this interface is Ethernet 4. So for each interface, you know that a router, every interface of the router can create one subnet. So when you have a subnet, obviously that subnet can have some subnet mask address. So this is what subnet mask address 2 for this interface. This is subnet mask address 3 for this interface. This is subnet mask address 4 for this interface. So now what this router is doing, this router is bringing this packet onto every interface here. So for example, this packet first the router is placing onto the first subnet. So this is the first subnet mask. So if you apply this IP address and this subnet mask address, what is that? Let's say if you consider IP address is what is the IP address? It is given 145.36.109.17, right? 17. And what is the subnet mask address for the first interface? It is given 255.255.00. So 255.255.0 and 0. So if you calculate the subnetwork address here, what is the subnetwork address? 145. By performing logical AND operation, you are going to get this one. So verify, is this subnet mask address, is this subnetwork address is matching with this subnet address or not? Yes. So since it is matched, we can write it is matched with first entry, something like this we can mark it, right? Then coming to the router is placing the same destination IP address onto the second subnet. So what is the IP address, what is the subnet mask address for the second subnet? 255.255.128.0, right? So now the same IP address, which is 145.36.109.17, and router is placing this packet onto the second subnet. What is the second subnet? Subnet mask address 255.255.128.0. So if you perform logical AND operation here, to find out the subnetwork address 2, we are going to get 145.36.0 and 0. Verify this is the resultant subnetwork address when the router placed this destination IP address of the packet onto the second subnet. Is it matching with the second entry? Verify. This is what your second entry. Here you have third byte is 128, but the third byte is 0, which is it is not matched. So when it is not matched, obviously the router will not forward the packet to the Ethernet 2. So that Ethernet 2 is not answer for this question. So far Ethernet 1 is the answer for this question, right? And then same process will be repeated now. The router will place this packet 145.36.109.17 and it is placing onto the third subnet. What is the third subnet mask address here? 255.255.192.0. So 255.192.0. So if you calculate the subnetwork address 3 here, it is 145.36, this is 0, 109 and 192. So 109, 192, what is the matching here? 64 can be the matching here, right? So 64, verify, this is what the subnetwork address 3 and the resultant is subnetwork address 3 which is matching, right? So means that the router obviously will not forward the same packet to 2 interfaces. Obviously it has to forward to one of the interface. So on what basis the router can choose the target interface? That is based on the longest mask, right? Longest mask. So what is the meaning of longest mask? Which subnet mask address contains more number of ones? So here you are having 16 ones, right? But here you are having 18 ones. So since it is the longest mask, so based on the longest mask address, we can say that the router can forward the packet to Ethernet 3 among Ethernet 1 and Ethernet 3, right? But when coming to this one, it is 255.255.0 and verify 145.36.109, but here you have 255. Obviously, when you find out the subnetwork address, you are going to get 109, but not 255. That's why router will not forward this packet to Ethernet interface 4. So since two interfaces are matched, by applying the longest mask, the packet will be forwarded to Ethernet 3. So the answer for this question is Ethernet 3. Okay. So this is what one question from IPv4 addressing we have. Then coming to next question. This is very simple question. It seems it is very simple question, and you know, direct question, but one option is going to make some change here. Look at data link layer. You know the data link layer functions, if you can verify, it is able to perform framing, it is able to perform error control, it is able to perform flow control, it is able to perform access control, it is able to perform physical addressing, right? It is able to provide node-to-node delivery also. So data link layer goes to framing, which is perfect here. So this will goes to here, right? Then network layer, you know that network layer functions are what? The data format of the network layer is packets. It is able to perform routing, it is able to perform congestion control, it is able to provide IPv4 addressing, it is able to provide end-to-end delivery, right? So which means that network layer goes to, so here it has to be packet routing, a printing mistake here, right? Because these are all memory-based questions. So it is packet routing. So network layer goes to this one. So network layer goes to packet routing. Data link layer goes to framing and error control. Then coming to the transport layer. See, transport layer, here it is mentioned that host-to-host communication. Obviously, this is also possible. Reason, you know that end-to-end delivery can be done by transport layer between the two processes. It means host-to-host communication means end host to another end host. So means the transport layer can perform, practically transport layer is performing end-to-end delivery. This point we have already emphasized in our regular classes, right? So that is why transport layer goes to host communication, which is correct matching here. I mean, as there is no options, we are predicting this is the correct matching here. Okay, we are predicting it as these are all memory-based questions, right? So this is what the explanation for this question. Next, coming to another question. This is based on TCP transport layer concept, connection management. You know that it is clearly mentioned that three-way handshaking, connection establishment. So this is what your client machine and this is what your server machine. So how the client can make a communication, since this TCP is connection-oriented protocol, first connection establishment must be done. So the connection establishment, how it is going to be happen? First, this client will send a synchronization segment. So this is the synchronization segment. So this synchronization segment can have sequence number, it can have acknowledgement number, as well as it can have some flag section also, right? So since it is a request, it is a synchronization request. It is not a data transmission because we are in the connection establishment. Before doing the data transmission, first we need to establish the connection. So for connection establishment, first the client is sending the synchronization request. So since synchronization request is being sent, S is equals to 1 and A is equals to 0. So only synchronization flag is going to set here, but not acknowledgement flag because this is the first transmission from the client to server. Then the server is responding to the client in a piggybacking manner. So this is what your synchronization plus acknowledgement. I can say this is called piggybacked response. So since it is piggybacked response, both synchronization and acknowledgement flag can be set, right? So then what is this segment, this response segment, piggybacked response segment also can have sequence number, acknowledgement number and flag section. What is the flag section? Both synchronization and acknowledgement flag can be set. And at last we are having acknowledgement. This is called acknowledgement transmission. So this, since it is only acknowledgement transmission, you can have A is equals to 1 and S is equals to 0. Synchronization flag is going to be 0. So this is what the segment here, acknowledgement segment. What is this? This is also having some sequence number. This is also having some acknowledgement number. But when it comes to the flag section, only acknowledgement can be set. So now here, it is given that P1, P2, P3 values are being given here. So this is what your P1 activity, this is what your P2 activity, and this is what your P3 activity. So depends on this diagram if you can cross check the options. So first P1, S1, S is equals to 1, yes, S is equals to 1 and A is equals to 0, P1 is, option C is true here, right? Then coming to P2, P2 is what it is saying, S is equals to 0 and A is equals to 1, but actually P2 is what piggyback response now, S is equals to 1 and A is equals to 1, this should be correct, so that option D is not correct and option A is correct here. Then coming to P3, in P3 only acknowledgement flag is going to set, but not synchronization flag. But here P3 is given, both are set, which is not possible. So hence, only A and C are the correct answers for this question, and this is mind this is an MSQ question, okay? So only A, C are the answers for this question. Right, let's move to the next question. Yeah, so this is what another question from error control of data link layer. So this is straightforward question. It is saying that your message size is having 5 bits. All these 5 bits are independent bits. You know that all these 5 bits are independent bits, right? They are not dependent bits, they are independent bits. And the error probability is given. What is the error probability? PE. PE means error probability. What is the error probability for every bit here? It is flipping a bit, every bit, right? So error probability for every bit is 0.01. Then if I want to send them correctly, that is what PC, correct probability. What is the correct probability? 1 minus PE. What is that? 0.99. So as these bits are independent bits, every bit can have the probability for correcting, for getting the error, right? Every bit can be flipped. So how many bits are there? 5 bits are been there. So every bit can have the possibility to have flipping, am I correct? So which means that all these 5 bits, if you want to receive without any error, then what is the probability it is asking? So for 1 bit, what is the probability for correct receiving? 0.99. As all the 5 bits are independent bits and every bit can be received by the receiver without error, the probability for receiving all the 5 bits without error is 0.99 whole power 5. This is what the correct probability for all with respect to all 5 bits. So this could be, if you can evaluate this expression, you are going to get 0.9509 something. So the answer can be like 0.950 to 0.951. This can be the range we can give. So this is what the explanation for this question. Let's move to the next question. Yeah, so this is depends on fragmentation, right? So you are having, this is a message is having 15,000. See, you know that from application layer to transport layer, you are having 15,000 bytes of data. So 15,000 bytes of data is coming here. So from application layer to transport layer. Now this transport layer is adding 20 bytes of header. Then it is coming onto the network layer. So when it comes to the network layer, this network layer is also appending 20 bytes of header to this TCP segment. It means 15020. So this way you can consider, okay? So 15020. So this packet should be forwarded via 2 interfaces. This is the first interface, which is having MTU1, and this is what the second interface, which is having MTU2. This is what your first network I can say. This is what your second network I can say. So here you have your receiver. So how many number of fragments? That is what the question it is speaking. Number of fragments onto the network 2 is what? So number of fragments are what? Let's say, what is the MTU here? First MTU is 5,000 bytes and the second MTU is 3,000 bytes. So 5,000 bytes, by default what? It is 4980 plus 20. By default what it is? 2980 plus 20. So 4980, is it divisible by 8? No, it is not divisible by 8. Then what is the nearest one? 4976. So which means that this particular fragment should be divided with respect to these 4976 bytes. So like this, if you can fragment 4976, if you can fragment here, you are going to get, at the receiver side, total, you are going to get 7 fragments. So 7 fragments can be the answer here. 7 fragments can be received by the receiver at the end. And this is again going to be divided into 2 parts. This is also going to be divided into 2 fragments when it comes to onto network 2, right? So this is the way, at the end we can conclude that there are 7 number of fragments can be received by the receiver on the receiver side network. So this is what another question we have from CN, right? So now we are moving to Yeah, so this is what one question from operating system. So this is very straightforward question. So coming to this operating system data, logical address is given 32 bits, right? And page size is 2048. 2048 bytes, which you can also write as 2 power 11 bytes. And you know, logical address is being divided into two parts. What are the two parts? One is page number, another one is offset. What is the offset? 11. Out of 32, if 11 bits are offset, then remaining bits are what? 21 bits are your page number. So if you are having 21-bit page number, then how many number of pages you can have? 2 power 21. So you all know that the number of pages in LAS, number of pages in LAS is equals to number of entries in page table. Why? Because you know that the page number is acting as an index to the page table. For every page, we can have an entry in the page table. So since we are having total 2 power 21 number of pages, obviously the maximum number of entries in your page table is going to be 2 power 21. So 2 power 21 is the answer for this question, and it is memory based question as we are not having the correct units. I am not expressing here units, okay? So but the answer can be 2 power 21 here, right? So let's go to the next question. So this is what another question from process scheduling. See, this is what, as part of the concurrency, please mind this, as part of the concurrency, I given one question to you based on the multiprocessor scheduling. Please recall the question, right? Multiprocessor scheduling plus precedence graph. Both are being combined and we have solved one question. That is exact question it is. Same kind of question, just values are being changed. Please recall that, right? So here, we are having two CPUs. It is clearly mentioned two processors. So I can have M1, I can have M2. So for M1, this is what the Gantt chart. For M2, this is what the Gantt chart. Every process is arrived at the same time. All four processes arrived at the same time. Okay. So first, and on the M1 means this is what your CPU1, this is what your CPU2. Okay. So on the M1, what is the order? What is the priority of the processors? First P1 is coming. Then the priority of the P1 is greater than the P3. Then the P3 priority is greater than the P2. Then the P2 priority is greater than P4. This is the order. On M1, the process must be executed. So first P1 will start its execution at 0. How long? What is the execution time of P1? 20. On the other hand, at 0 itself, the other process on M2, what is the first process that is having higher priority? P2. So that P2 will start its execution at 0 itself. How long? Till 16. So until 20, CPU1 is busy, but CPU2 is going to be free by 16. Then which process is going to be handed over to the CPU? If you can check after P2, P3 must be given. So that P3 is going on to CPU2, right? So what is the execution time of the P3? 25. So 16 plus 25, 41. So on the other hand, by 20, CPU1 is going to become free because P1 is finishing its execution by 20. Then what is the next process that we are having? P4, right? So that P4 is going to start its execution from 20 till 30, right? So therefore, as the question is asking you about average waiting time. So what is the waiting time of P1 and P2? Verify. There is no waiting for P1 and P2 because they started, at what time they arrived? At the same time they started their execution. So that P1 waiting time is 0 and P2 waiting time is also 0. Then what is the waiting time of P3? Verify. P3 started its execution at what time? 16. And P4 at what time it started its execution? At 20. So that what is the average waiting time? So therefore average waiting time is equals to what? 0 plus 16 plus 20, which is 36 by 4. What is the 36 by 4? 9. So that 9.0 is the answer for this question, which is option B. So this is what the predicted questions and memory based data. Based on that, we are giving these keys and solutions. After releasing the original paper, then we can give you the proper solutions and the corresponding keys. Okay, thank you.
Good evening to everyone. This is Vavi Ramaya. We are going to discuss the memory-based questions from COA subject. These are purely memory-based questions. I have collected the information from our younger friends, means reliable sources. So after releasing the official paper, we are going to discuss the same once again. According to the information given by our respected Srinivas sir, already you have watched the weightage of the same. From this, we concluded from our subject, COA, total 6 questions were there. In these 6 questions, 2 are from 1 mark, remaining 4 are from 2 mark, means it is the one of the highest weightage subjects. Already in regular classes, means physical classes, in online class also I have informed the same thing about the weightage of the subject. Now in this, after watching the information from our reliable sources, so already I have informed clearly these are purely memory based questions. From memory hierarchy, three-level memory hierarchy. Level 1 cache, level 2 cache, and main memory. We had one question. Next, at the same time, from cache memory, on cache memory, tag field computation and tag directory computation. One question. Next, instruction code classification. Instruction code classification, we had one more question. Next, 4th question from ALU data path. Next, 5th question from interrupts ISR. 6th question, regarding 6th question, I didn't get proper and clear information. That's why I'm not interested to discuss that one. So, from this, we are going to discuss the first question. And the information what we have discussed in the regular classes, online and offline class, it is enough for solving all the questions from COA subject, because weightage of the leveling of our subject in our GATE exam, especially we are discussing morning session, is from easy to moderate. Come to first question. While executing a program, if CPU receives the interrupt signal, while executing a program, if CPU receives the interrupt signal, identify the correct path. First of all, it is MCQ question. From COA subject, only this one was the MCQ question. Now, he gave the 3 statements like that, P1, P2, P3. What is P1? Content of PC will be loaded into stack. Content of PC will be loaded into stack. What does it mean? Stack content will be pushed on, PC content will be pushed on stack. P2. Second statement, ISR address will be placed in PC. Here PC means program counter. Already we know program counter is used to hold the address of the next instruction to be fetched. P3, complete the, P3 means statement 3, completes the current executing instruction. If you watch the question, it is easiest question. We have discussed these type of questions so many number of times in regular class and online class also. What he asked in this, identify the correct path, means sequence of operations. What is the very first operation? First one is nothing but, after receiving an interrupt signal, processor completes the current executing instruction, first P3. Later, after completion of that, present PC content will be pushed on stack. Present PC content means next instruction address. So where it is, nothing but first statement, content of PC will be loaded into the stack. Then only PC will be updated with the ISR starting address, nothing but P2. It is the correct answer. Okay, come to next one. Here, second question was given on 3-level memory. In this, he mentioned H1 means he trade from L1 memory, H2 he trade from L2 memory, H3 is not needed to discuss because always H3 means in 3-level memory, highest level memory, H3 level memory hit rate is nothing but 100%. Later, he mentioned T1, T2, T3. Here, level 3 is nothing but main memory. T1 means access time of a word from level 1, access time of a word from level 2, access time of a word from main memory. Here it is nothing but 3-level memory hierarchy. Already we know the average memory access time expression. We discussed these things also clearly in our regular class. Nothing but. Now it is given in serial manner. That's why H1 T1 plus 1 minus H1 into H2 into T2 plus T1 because these connections are made in serial plus 1 minus H1 into 1 minus H2 into T3 plus T2 plus T1. If you substitute these values, given values in this expression, we get the answer. It is NAT question. Next, come to next question. It is on tag memory, tag directory. In this, information provided is like this. He mentioned the main memory size. Capacity of main memory is 1 megawatts. Cache memory is, capacity of cache memory is 16 kilowatts. Next, type of mapping is direct. At the same time, block size is, one block size is 16 watts. From this, already we know how to write the physical address format. In this physical address format, nothing but total physical address. He mentioned main memory capacity. 1 mega means 2 power 20. That's why physical address size is 20 bit. At the same time, leftmost field indicates the tag. Middle field indicates the line address. line number. Last field indicates the word number. Sometimes it is also known as block offset, but in most of the textbooks it was given as word number. From this, total size is 20. Here, number of words in one block is 16, that's why it is 4-bit. Now, number of cache lines. How to find the CL? CL means number of cache lines. CL means number of cache lines. CM size 16K by one block size 16, nothing but 1K. So, to select one of the 1K words, how many bits you require? 10 bits, automatically becomes 6. So, tag field size is 6-bit. Tag field size is 6-bit. If you ask the tag directory size, tag directory size is nothing but simply in our style T into CL. What T tells? This tag field size, here 6. What CL tells? Number of cache lines. 1K means don't write 1K here, 2 power 10, because in our subject 1K is nothing but 2 power 10. If you ask the question in kilobits, answer will be 6 kilobits. If you ask the question in bytes, 6K, only tag field size is 6. So, answer depends on the information given in the question, what he asked. Next, come to fourth question. In this question, he asked the size of the immediate address field. In this information provided is number of general purpose registers, GPRs, means general purpose registers, fabricated in a processor is 64, means 2 power 6. Next, at the same time, number of instructions permitted by the processor. Number of instructions permitted by the processor is nothing but 50. Next, instruction format is given like this. What it is? Operation, nothing but register address field, nothing but immediate operand, means immediate value. From this, what is the total size of the instruction word? 32-bit, he mentioned this one also. Total size of the instruction word is 32-bit. In this, to select one of the 64 registers, we require 6 bits. That's why register field size is 6-bit. At the same time, since it permits 50 instructions, to select one of the 50, we require 6 bits. Log 50 with base 2 is nothing but 5 point something. But number of bits should be in integer only. That's why. What about our answer here? Remaining number of bits is 20 only. It is also an NAT question. Easiest question it is. Very easiest question. Next, one more question was there. Regarding this question, he mentioned 2 registers RA and RB. Each register size is 32-bit. At the same time, third register is also there, R2, it is also 32-bit. ALU size also 32-bit. But regarding the statements given in the question, really speaking, I don't have 100% clarity. That's why I am not interested to discuss this question right now. We are going to discuss the same after getting the official paper from our IIT, respected IIT. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hi my dear students. In the morning session, you may saw the question from our discrete mathematics. My dear, if you see the question, the data is like this. There is a graph. As you know that the graph is the set of vertices and edges, and moreover the given graph is an undirected, unweighted graph it is. So for this graph, we have constructed a minimal spanning tree. That minimal spanning tree is mentioned as T. And as we know that the order of the graph is the same as the order of minimal spanning tree, as you are saying that it is a spanning subgraph. And another information what they have given us, so for these graphs, when you are taking minimal spanning tree, so you can take any set of vertices, that means some pair of vertices you can say. From the graph, you can take any pair of vertices like u comma v, and if you take the shortest distance, between them, between this pair uv, they are indicated this shortest distance from the graph gs d1 of u comma v and from the spanning tree is d2 of u comma v. I hope I am clear to you. So what is this d1 represents? d1 represents nothing but distance. And usually in our graph definition also, you can say that is nothing but the shortest path possible between pair of vertices. In the concept of eccentricity, we have discussed that. You can take any pair of vertices. If you take a vertices like u, v, in between these pair of vertices, many paths are available. Among all the paths, what is the shortest path possible? That shortest path we are going to take it as a distance. But in the question, according to some information from the students, what we received is on memory base, they mention like shortest distance in the question, right? So the shortest distance d1, which is represents that it is the distance between pair of vertices, and it happen in graph G. d1 regarding with G I am talking about, and d2 is, it is also the shortest distance between pair of vertices like uv, but it was happen in the what do you call minimal spanning tree. My dear, d1 regarding with G and d2 is regarding with the minimal spanning tree. And after that they mention some options like this. d1 of u comma v is greater than or equals to d2 of u comma v, d1 of u comma v is exactly equals to d2 of u comma v, and d1 of u comma v is not equals to d2 of u comma v, and d1 of u comma v is less than or equals to d2 of u comma v. So there may be some order like ABCD or ACBD, whatever it is. You just understand they given a question in between d1 and d2, which is regarding with greater than or equals to, less than or equals to and all. My dear, remember the concepts what we have discussed in the class. What is a graph and what is a spanning subgraph? From that spanning subgraph, what is a spanning tree? From that spanning tree, unweighted, undirected graph, what is a minimal spanning tree? I hope all these terms are clear to you, right? For example, if you take a small graph like this, let me suppose a cycle graph. What is this? This is a cycle graph with 4 vertices, 4 edges with exactly 1 cycle, and the graph should be connected, right? So C4 graph consists 4 vertices, 4 edges, and exactly 1 cycle like this. Now for this graph, I am constructing something called spanning subgraph. My dear, I am constructing spanning subgraph to this. Now here what we have different spanning subgraph, and moreover every spanning subgraph is just like moreover a tree. I can call it as a spanning tree, right? Can I call it as something like T1, T2, T3, T4? Is it okay? Now what you should understand from this, if there are 4 vertices, 4 edges in our C4, you can construct 4 spanning trees like this. Now I want to take some little bit modification in the question. I want to convert this graph as something called weighted graph. My dear, I am converting this into weighted graph. Now T1, T2, T3, T4 are spanning trees, but you can understand that each spanning tree cannot be like a minimal spanning tree. If you observe T1, T2, T3 like this T3 is the spanning tree with the lowest cost, so you can call it as a minimal spanning tree, right? In the same way, coming to this question, this particular question, in this question I am talking about distance. So when you are taking the distance like this, I want to take a small cycle graph. And moreover, this is the weighted graph, let us suppose. Now, my dear, there are vertices like A, B, C. I want to take a pair of vertices AC. In the graph, the distance between AC is 4 units. You can clearly observe from this. Now for this graph, I want to construct what do you call minimal spanning tree. If I go with the minimal spanning tree, I got something like this. 2 units is the minimal, next minimal weight is 3 units. Yeah, you can observe like Kruskal's approach here. Now what do you can say? If I go in normal approach, the distance between AD, A and C is 4 units. I can call it as something like D1 of A comma C, that is 4 units. And if I take D2 here, what is D2? I clearly discussed here. I hope you remember the discussion. Now here it is 2 plus 3, 5 units. Now, my dear, when you are taking the cost like this, don't say that D1 is more than D2 or D1 is exactly equals to D2. Yeah, D1 equals to D2 is possible. But coming to the option, we can say D1 is less than or equals to D2. This is the counter example when you are going with the option A and B and C. It acts like a counter example. And whereas the D is the option D, last one is the correct one. My dear, till now on memory based on our discrete mathematics, we got the question like on the concept like distance, and if we got the further information and with the detailed instructions and conditions, we can discuss the solutions in a proper way, right? Okay, yeah, thank you.
Good evening, my dear friends. From the general aptitude, from the students we are getting the sum of the questions only. So not as sure. So 99% is right maybe. Okay, question format I mean. So one of the question, my dear friends. There is a one die, 1 to 6 numbers, everybody knows. Okay, the die is rolled 3 times. The dice is rolled 3 times. I want 6. It appears on 6 only one time. Okay, maximum only one time. Okay, only one time. So what is the probability? So 3 times rolled means total chances 6, 6, 6. You know. Okay, you know. Total denominator. This is denominator. For a numerator purpose, for 3 times rolled. I want only exactly one time only. Exactly one time means this is the possibility. Okay, maybe wrong. Here. 6, wrong. Here I want 6. So total simply meaning 3 places 3C1, right? 3C1, 3C1. Here place 6 not possible. So 5 chances possible. Here also 5 possibility. Okay, 3C1 into 5 into 5 upon 6 cube. So overall 25 and 3, 75 upon 6 cube is the probability. At most, exactly one time only. 6 appears only one time only. Okay, this is one of the approach. Next, one more question. Based on the average concept, already number of times we discussed, okay, based on the average concept. So total, some observations, that is not given, M observations. Out of the M observations, one of the observation is 44. Okay, one of the observation 44, but it is measured as 24. So this is correct observation, but instead of the correct observation, they printed 24. Okay, so now after adding the original observation, the average increased to some particular number given. So a requirement to total how many observations? This is the question. Total M observations, suppose let's see, M observations average is P. M observation average is P. That means it becomes sum. M into P becomes sum. So wrong observations given instead of the correct observation. Wrong observation everything remove, correct observation added. Okay. So M into P minus wrong plus correct. But number of observations is same. Okay. Then we are getting the original average. Original average. So total observations, my dear friends, here M. Initially original observation, okay, including the wrong observation, then average is given 30.8. Wrong observation 24. Correct observation 42. But number of observations again M. Now after that, what is the original average given? 31.4. You can simplify the equation, you are getting the M value, I mean number of observations, 30 is the answer. After simplification, M is the 30. Okay. Are you getting my point? So you can concentrate, first one based on the probability, one of the average concept, and next one more thing, based on the blood relation. Number of times we discussed this year expected question. So same thing is repeated. Some of the students know about that. So what is the question from the blood relation? Observe friends, all of you. Question, total 5 members, P, Q, R, S, T. So P is a brother of Q. P is brother of Q. P is a brother of Q. So I want to write diagram here. P is a brother of Q. P is a brother of Q. Next. S is daughter of Q. S is daughter of Q. S is a daughter of Q. S is a daughter of the Q. T is sister of S. T is sister of S. T is a sister of S. So T is a sister. So here S and T siblings, that both also sisters. R is mother of Q. R is mother of Q. R is mother of Q. Okay, R is a mother of Q. R is a mother of the Q. This is the diagram we are getting. According to the given diagram, so the given 4 options, MSQ question, okay, which of the following options are true? Which of the following options true? According to the students sending the options, R has only one son. R has only one son. Q son, but Q, what about Q? Is a male or female? We don't know, so we can't decide. Option 2, P is uncle of S and T. Yes, P is uncle of S and T. Here Q is a parent of S and T, so then obviously P is uncle of S and T, satisfied. R is a grandfather of S. R is grandfather, but she is a female, so wrong. Okay, according to the point, one is the right answer. One option is the right answer. Okay, friends, we are getting these questions from the students. Okay, only purely memory based, my dear question, friends.
Hello students, welcome to ACE Engineering Academy and ACE Online. Myself Ramesh Masuna. I am going to talk about the memory based questions on database management systems. From DBMS this time there are totally 6 questions came, and in that there are 4 1-mark questions and 2 2-mark questions, and there are total of 8 marks as usual what happened in the previous year weightages. And among the 6 questions, we have collected certain questions from the students, and one question is on ER models, one question is on normal forms, and one question we have collected is on B-tree, and other 3 questions yet to receive from our students. We'll see the detailed solutions of these questions. Here is the first question. It is given, consider an ER model in which entity set E1 and E2 are connected by one-to-many relationship. Just I am drawing the diagram. There is entity set E1 and there is another entity set E2. These two are connected with some relationship R, right? With what relationship? One-to-many relationship, means one-to-many cardinality. As we know that in one-to-many cardinality, we have a key constraint is from many site. That means n site. And it is clearly given in the question, E1 is at one site and E2 at n site. And relationship table can be combined with entity set E2 and primary key of entity set E1 included as foreign key in a combined relation. Means what relationship is combined with E2? Y2 combined because there is a key constraint from E2 to R, so that it requires to combine R with E2. Assume a case E is having some attributes A1 and A2, assuming A1 is a primary key. E2 has two attributes, let us say B1 is a primary key and B2 is another attribute. Now R is combined with E2. In the combined relation should have attributes B1 primary key and B2 another attribute. And because R is combined with E2, R is a relationship with E1, the primary key of E1 is going to become foreign key in the combined relationship. This is foreign key, this is a combined relationship. And here further it is also given if foreign key in combined relation is not allowed to take the null values. Not allowed to take the null values means it is having a condition not null. There should not be any nulls in it. Because there are no nulls in it, that null values are not allowed in the foreign key column. Then these are the statements given. Among these statements, which statement is correct is the question. Now look at, suppose an entity set B1, some entity set of E2, like B1 value B2 assuming 1, 2, is associating with some entity in E1. Some entity in E1 means that there should be the primary key of E1 entity as a foreign key here, definitely, and this should not be allowed null. This should not be allowed null means if there is any B entity, there must be an entity in the E1. So means if there is any entity in E2, for each entity in E2, there must be some entity in E1. Why there must be some entity in E1? Because there is a not null condition. Because there is a not null condition means for every E2 like B11, B12 should have some relationship with E1. Similarly, B21, BT2 has some relation with some entity with E1. So here I am saying some value E2. It is a meaning that every entity of E2 should have exactly one entity in E1. So exactly one entity in E1 means the participation of E2 is a total participation. That's it. The participation of E2 is a total participation. Your option A is given entity set E1 must have a total participation. Is entity set E1 has a total participation? No. What is required to have a total participation? E2. Entity set E2 must have a total participation. This is a correct answer. Entity set E1 and E2 must have a total participation means there is no sufficient data is given for entity set E1 to be participate totally, because among that according to the data given we can say E2 is participating totally. So C is wrong and D is wrong. So answer for this question is entity set E2 must have a total participation, right? And coming to another question which is based on the normal forms. Given a database table, customer having 3 attributes, also given the functional dependencies name determining city is 1 and name determining street is 1. There are 2 dependencies given. And this relation is decomposed into 2 tables. One is called name city, another is called name street. Here on name city it is satisfying the dependency name determining city. On name street it is satisfying the dependency name determining street. So here name is a primary key. If LHS of a dependency is primary key, then relation is in BCNF. Here also name to street is a dependency, name is a key, then this relation is also satisfying BCNF normal form. Here the question given is, what is the normal form of the decomposed relations? Both the tables not in 3NF. If both the tables are BCNF, we can say those tables also satisfies 3NF, 2NF and 1NF, correct? So because it is also in 3NF, but saying not in 3NF is wrong. Both tables not in BCNF, but it is proved that both tables are in BCNF. So because not in BCNF is given wrong, both tables are BCNF is correct, and both the tables are lossless join and dependency preserving. First thing, I can directly say that it is dependency preserving because two dependencies are there, both are satisfying directly on the decomposed relations. Whether it is lossy join or lossless join, we can decide based on the common attribute of these two tables. What is the common attribute of these two tables? Name, and name is a key in both of the table. So if it is a binary decomposition, the decomposition to be lossless, it requires to have at least one attribute in common. That common attribute should be key in either of the relation. Because it is a key in either of the relation, this is also correct. Means this decomposition is lossless and also dependency preserving, and both the tables are in BCNF. So answer for the question is both option C and D. I think it is multiple selection question. So answer for this question is both C and D. Coming to the next question, it is given, consider the following B tree. The tree is given like this: 6, 12, 19, 1, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10, 13, 15, 17, 20, 21, 22 are the leaf nodes. The question is, if key 23 inserted into the above B tree, the question is to find the number of nodes and levels. Actually, for solving this question, not much knowledge is required. Just if the key concept is pinned into your mind, then you can easily answer it. First thing you observe, the node is occupied 100%. Sorry, the node is occupied 100% in the B tree. Every node is occupied 100%. Whenever you need to insert 23, it is going to cause one split in the leaf nodes. So means already leaves are 4. If one split occurs, it will causes 5 nodes. That's, if a split occurs, that middle key should go to the upper level, because upper level is also 100% full. Already we have one node. That also will causes a split. That split causes one extra node in the upper level, and the middle key goes to up. So that will have one more key. That will have that middle key. So means what is going to happen here? A split occurs in the leaf level, causes one extra node, and a split occurs in the upper level, causes one extra node, and a new root node is going to be created. It means levels are going to be increased. Already how many levels we have? 2 levels including the root. So the number of levels are going to be increased by 1, 3 levels. And because a split is going to occur at every node, because the node is 100% full in the leaf as well as in the root. Every node is 100% full. So inserting a new key causes a split at every level, causes at every level one extra node, and new root node is going to be created. So already this is having how many nodes? 5 nodes, because we have 5 nodes, and along with 5, one extra node in the leaf, one extra node in the its upper level, one new root node. Means 3 new nodes are going to be created. So the number of nodes are 8 and the number of levels are 3. Straightforward. Suppose if you ask me to solve this question by inserting 23, what we can do? We have to insert 23 after 22, and we have to find the middle key. Middle key we can choose either second element or the third element. We may choose any one of it. Suppose I choose second element, it causes a split. So 20 goes to left side, 22 and 23 goes to right side, one extra created. And when 21 goes, again a split occurs. This middle key goes up, left side is 6, right side is 9 and 21, and 12 will be the new root node, and left of 12 is 6, and right of 12 is 19, and left of 6 is 1, 3, 4, and right of 6 is 7, 9, 10, and left of 19 is 13, 15 and 17, and right of 19 and 21 here, and right of 19 is just 20, and right of 21 is 22 and 23, right? So how many levels? 3 levels. How many nodes totally? 8 nodes. This is a question. And by looking these 3 questions, what I can say is these are the questions that we have solved in our classrooms, live classes and recorded lectures. Similar kind of questions have appeared in the GATE 2025. That's a great thing. And when it comes to the compiler design subject, in a compiler design, this time we got a good weightage. There are totally 5 questions. We got an information that there are 2 1-mark questions and 3 2-mark questions. So totally 8 marks from compilers. Generally, we'll get almost 4 to 6 marks from the compilers, but this time 8 marks, it is a very good weightage. But I get a feedback from the students that 8 marks are all the types of questions that what we have discussed in the classroom. So in that we have received only 3 questions, one on LR parsers and one is on syntax directed translation. I used to say every time a compulsory question on SDT. Yeah, as usual it is appeared this time also. And one question on live variable analysis, and totally 3 questions have received and 2 more questions yet to be received. Now we'll see the detailed solution of these 3 questions. The question is, which of the following is false? It is a 1-mark question. Which of the following is false? Every conflict in LR of 0 is also conflict in SLR of 1. How this could be true? It is false. Why? Because suppose a shift reduce conflict occur in LR of 0 state. Let us say A tends to alpha dot A and B tends to alpha dot. This is a state containing the items. Here we can say this is a reduction, this is a shift with respect to A. This is directly a conflict in LR of 0. This is SR conflict in LR of 0. But is it a SR conflict in SLR of 1? No. Why? Because this is to be shifted on A and this is to be reduced on follow of B, and if both intersection if has some common terminal, means if it is not equal to pi, then only it is a conflict, otherwise it is not a conflict. So directly I can say it is a false statement. Now look at the second option. If there is no shift reduce conflict in CLR of 1, then there is no shift reduce conflict in LALR of 1. Now it is directly a false statement. Why? We know the standard point that even if there is no RR conflict in CLR of 1, there is a possibility of RR conflict in LALR of 1 because we merge it. But if we have a shift reduce conflict in CLR of 1, there is also shift reduce conflict in LALR of 1. But it is mentioned no, so it is a false statement. Third option. So option B is wrong. If there is no RR conflict in CLR of 1, then there is no RR conflict in LALR of 1. So this is also false. If there is no RR conflict in CLR of 1, then there is no RR conflict in LALR of 1 because this we have to think about this option. And just we'll hold it because the statement is confusing statement. If it is given LALR of 1, CLR of 1 interchangeably, then we have to say directly right. But it is given interchangeably, just keep the statement hold for a moment. And what is option D given? Every conflict in CLR of 1 parser is also a conflict in LALR of 1 parser. It is a false statement. Why? Why? Because CLR of 1 is a superset of LALR of 1. So it is a superset means there is a LALR of 1, if it is a conflict, it may not be conflict in CLR of 1. But it is said every conflict in CLR of 1 is also a conflict in LALR of 1. Okay, this is also a statement, a confusing statement is given. Just we'll hold it and we'll revisit these two statements once again. the relation between these two parsers are LALR of 1 is subset of CLR of 1. See, every conflict in CLR of 1 is also a conflict in LALR of 1. So, if it is a conflict in CLR of 1, because CLR of 1 is a superset, LALR of 1 is a subset. If there is a conflict in LALR of 1, that may not be conflict in CLR of 1. But if there is a conflict in CLR of 1, means the grammar is not CLR of 1. If the grammar is not CLR of 1, it is also not LALR of 1. So what we said, every conflict in CLR of 1 parser is also a conflict in LALR of 1 parser is a true statement. Why? Because CLR of 1 is a superset, LALR of 1 is a subset. So there is a scope for the students to confuse with the statements. If there is no RR conflict in CLR of 1, then there is no RR conflict in LALR of 1. Means actually the point is, if there is no RR conflict in CLR of 1, merging to LALR of 1 causes RR conflict. But it is said no, so it is a false statement. Now it is clear. So actually the people may get confused with the kind of statements, but what I suggested is, to solve this kind of questions, you can go through the diagram of relationship between all the LR parsers that what we have discussed. So answer for this question is option D. And the next question is, which of the following technique is used in code optimization of a compiler which uses live variable analysis? What is live variable? We can say a variable is live at some point P in the program. If there is a path from P to the exit, along the path, if there is a use of X, there is a use of X in some path, then X is live. And actually why this liveness is required? Suppose X is allotted some register R0, and in R0 we are holding the X, and we have come to such a case where we require to use same register for another variables. In such cases, to use same register for another variables, it has to decide which register is going to be used among the available registers. Suppose if I have to take a decision about R0, R0 is holding the value of X. Suppose X is live at this point P in the program, then R0 has to maintain the value of X. Suppose R1 is holding the value Y, and at this point Y is killed, means not live. Not live, it is a meaning that from this point to the exit, maybe many paths, in no path there is a use of Y. If there is no use of Y, it means Y is no longer required. When Y is no longer required, we can use this R1 register for another variables so that Y is killed. So means this live variable analysis is useful for optimal register assignments in the code optimize, in the target code generation. So what options are given? Constant folding. What is a constant folding? The constant expression is going to be represented with final value. This is nowhere related to that. Runtime function call management, that is nowhere related. Register assignment to variables, yes, this is perfectly correct. And strength reduction is to change or to reduce the strength of costly operator with a cheaper one. Like if A square is there, it is a power operator that can be replaced with A into A. Suppose A into 2 can be replaced with A plus A. A plus A. This is high strength operator replaced with low strength operator is called strength reduction. It is not for live variable analysis. So correct answer for this question is register assignment to variables. And one question, it is a question from syntax directed translation. Consider the following translation schema. It is given the grammar with semantic rules which are mentioned in the parenthesis. And question is to know what is the output for the input A, B, B, B. So what we have to do? We have to construct a tree for this input. Now S tends to A and print A, capital A. right? So A is derived. With capital A, now we have to derive B. To derive B using capital A, we have a production A tends to B, print C, capital B. A tends to B, print C, and capital B. This B is derived. With this capital B, we have to derive E, next symbol. To derive E, we have a production B tends to E, print B, and A, right? Next, with A, we have to get B. To get B using A, we have a production A tends to B, print C, B. A tends to B, print C, and B, capital B. With what we have got AB, EB is derived. Next, with the B, again we have to get E. So we have a production E, print B, and A. So that E is derived. Next, to get B using A, we have only one production, A tends to B, print C, and capital B. So this B is also derived. Finally, E. To get E using B, E, print B, capital A. So all the symbols are derived. So this A should become epsilon. We have A tends to epsilon production. This is epsilon and print C, correct? It is print C. A tends to epsilon and print C. Now when we traverse the tree in a depth first order, so what is the first output? A, next output is C, next is B, next is C, next is again B, next is C, next is B, and finally C. So what is the output for that input? A, CB, 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 C. It is the output for the input sentence. Okay? This is the answer for this question, and so far we have received only these 3 questions from the compilers and 3 questions from the databases. These are the answers for the questions. Hope you understood. Thank you.
Yes, dear, based upon the memory based questions here, the representation of the 2's complement number is given the 1010, clearly is given sin 2's complement representation. But question is asking 16-bit here. 16-bit here. The question is given is a 4-bit here, but examiner is asking 16-bit here. And the 16-bit what we need to do? Simple 1010 only. MSB bit is 1. MSB bit is 1 means sign extension. According to the sign extension rule, 1 is there means place the same ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the correct answer. Okay. Now given the beta 16-bit, now this is the correct answer. Now if we go to the second question, simplified expression. Examiner was given sigma m here. Small m is given. Now is asking the question SOP form. SOP form. Use a 4-variable K-map here. Now this is a 4-variable K-map. Observe here. Now okay. 0 2. Simple place the 0 here 2. Now 4 here according to this one 8 here. Now 8. Again 10 here. 10, now 11, now 12 here, 12. Simple group the group here grouping here, this is a 4 variables, 4. But in the question paper, B3, B2, B1, B0 is given. Now this is a quad here, quad means this number is B1 bar, B1 bar, B0 bar here. So F equal to first one B1 complement, B0 complement. Again, I am using different color here. Now these four becomes the one more quad here. These 4 again become the quad here. Now this quad answer observe here. B2 complement. Now B2 complement plus B2 complement here observe 0 0 B0 complement here. This is a B0 complement. Again check it, all min terms are grouped or not. Again this is a one pair here. What is the answer for this one? Answer for this one here, B3. Again B2 complement here. This is a B1. So we can add the B3, B2 complement, B0. This is the correct answer. Now this is the correct answer. Now coming to the examiner question is not clarity. First they are asking modulus of the counter. In the regular classroom, observe, now we were discussed about this is a counter, 3-bit here. Last Q0 complement is connected to the first one is called as Johnson counter. The topic in the classroom asked this question, but examiner was given instead of this question here. Now 4-bit is given. 4-bit is given here. Now what is the conclusion for this one? Here observe. Conclusion. 3-bit counter repeats after 6 clock pulses here. N-bit Johnson counter repeats after 2n clock pulses. Here mod equal to 2 into n. So 4-bit is given means 2 into n here. 2 product of 1, 2, 3, 4. So correct answer is 8 is correct answer. Modulus of the counter is 8 is correct answer. Now these are the questions from the digital.
So let us continue our discussion. So first I'm going to discuss programming based questions. Afterwards I'll discuss data structures followed by algorithm topic. Okay. I have collected 3 beautiful questions from the morning session. The one question based on pointers, another question based on array concept, okay, and one more question based on simple while loop concept, friends. Okay. Let me take first question based on pointers. So there is a function which is taking address of the integer and there is a variable x. After there is statement star p is equals to x. From the main function, they defined one pointer variable int star z, and there are 2 local variables available, int a equals to 20, b equals to 25. Afterwards they are storing address of a into the variable z. Now they are calling function by passing the content of z and the content of b. At the end they are going to print the statement. At the end they are printing the statement like this. If just open our class notes, this model question, first question itself in the pointers, same model question we discussed in the class, okay. So thank God they asked same model question in the exam also, okay. Just observe friends, here there are 2 variables got created. So first let me take variable a, which is having content is equals 20. Another variable is b, having content equals 25. Let us assume that base address or starting address of the a is equals to 100, where starting address of b equals something like in studies 200, right friends, okay. Here there is a pointer they declared, z is a pointer pointing of type integer data type. So therefore I am creating one z variable which is ready to hold address of integer. That's why I am storing address of a to the pointer z. So address of a means that equal to 100. But as soon as point is holding address, it must point into target. We can access this corresponding value by using star z, right? Afterwards, we are calling function FOO by passing 2 arguments. First one is content of z, where content of z is 100. Next one is content of b, where content of b is equals to 25. Now these are formal parameters which are created into the stack memory. Now p is holding address is equals to 100, where x is holding value equals 25. But as soon as p is holding address, it must point into the target location. Therefore, it is pointing to target location like this. And this content we can access by using star p, right? Next, content of x copied into star p. Whereas content of x is 25, hence 25 is copied into star p, so that is star p becomes 25. After reaching this closing brace, all formal parameters which are created into the stack will be deleted. Then control came back to calling position. Then program counter get incremented. It is asking to print a value. So what about a value right now? It is 25. So this question asked based on pointers concept. So answer to this question is 25. I hope most of you gave correct answer for this question, friends, okay? Right? Next question. Next question also based on pointers and array concept, which we already discussed same model. Just look at this problem. There is a function having formal parameter is pointer. So another variable is called size. Here they are keeping condition. If size equals to 0, then we have to return 0. If size equals to 1, then return 1. Next one, third condition they provided, if S of 0 not equals to S of 1. If S of 0 not equal to S of 1, then we have to return 1 plus FO of S plus 1, comma, size minus 1. Otherwise, we have to return FO of S plus 1, comma, size minus 1. This is the code they provided, right? And from the main function they are calling, so there is a main function. In the main function they declared an array int a of is equals to, where we are having elements like 0, 1, 3 times 2, 0, 0, 1, 1. Afterwards, we are having statement printf %d. We are calling function by passing array name with value 9. And finally, it will return 0. Just look at this question. The basic idea of this question is, from the main function we are passing array. So passing array name is nothing but you are passing base address of the array. You are passing base address of the array. So therefore, just imagine the array got created with this function call. Let me create an array. So there is an array having elements like 0, 1, 222, 00, 11. Assuming that base address is equals to 100 and assume that integer occupies 2 bytes of memory, then we can take 102, next 104. So in this way we are assigning addresses for the each and every location. Just assume like this, okay? Where indexes are starting like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Understand what is the basic idea of this program. You are calling function by passing array name and with the value 9. So therefore, your function is calling in this way. FO of array name always holding base address of the array. Assume that A is an array which is holding base address of the array. Therefore, you are passing 100, 9. So the moment if you pass these arguments, these values will be copied into the formal parameters. Just look at this code once. Here we are having formal parameter. It is acting as alias, means another name of the given array. Okay. So therefore, S will be created. So there is a variable S got created, which is holding base address of the array. So it is pointing to S of 0. Right. After size is a variable which is holding value equals to 9. So therefore, we can consider size is a variable having value equals to 9. Right. Afterwards, check the condition size equals to 0, condition false, size equals to 1, condition false. Now, if S of 0 not equals to S of 1, means they are comparing two consecutive elements. Okay. Verify S of 0 and S of 1. Whenever S is pointed here, we can say it is called S of 0 and S of 1. Okay. S of 0 equal to 0 and S of 1 equal to 1. Clearly, they are not equal. If they are not equal, then we can execute this code. Right. So therefore, here we are saying that 1 plus. So 1 plus FO of S plus 1. S right now it is holding address is 100. S plus 1 means it is taking next location. 100 plus 1 into size of integer. So therefore S plus 1 means obviously it is passing 102 location. So therefore it is taking 102 location, and size minus 1 means 9 minus 1, that equals to 8. Right friends, okay. Therefore it is 102 comma 8. We are passing arguments like this. So the moment if you pass these arguments, then again new variable S will be created. S is holding value equals to 102. Right? Now S is pointing to 102 location. With respect to this S, array is starting from 102. So therefore we can take it as 0. Next location is 1. Next location is 1. Now again it is taking comparison. Size equals to 0. No. Right now size equal to 8. Next size equal to 1. No. Condition false. S of 0 not equal to S of 1. S of 0 means, look at here, it is S of 0 that equals to 1, and S of 1 means 2. Clearly they are not equal. If they are not equal, again you have to call 1 plus FO of. Therefore I am going to call one more time this function. That is 1 plus FO of 104 comma 7. Size will be decreased, right? Therefore again new variable S will be created, and S is holding value equals to 104. 104, it is pointing in this location, right? With respect to this S, array index is starting from here, 0 and then 1. So S of 0 is equals to 2 and S of 1 equals to 2. This time S of 0 not equal to S of 1 condition fail. Therefore we had execute return F of S plus 1 comma size minus 1. Therefore if I call this function FO of S plus 1, S plus 1 means 104 plus 1, that equal to 106 comma that equal to 6. Now we clearly understood the logic. The logic is very simple. In this problem what they are asking, just to compare two consecutive values. Just compare two consecutive values. If they are equal, return FO of S plus 1 comma size minus 1. If they are unequal, you can take 1 plus. You can take 1 plus. Therefore if I continue this process, next we are calling 106 comma 6, right? So 106 comma 6 if I take, we are comparing these two elements. These two elements. Right? Clearly these two elements are equal. Whenever they are equal, we are calling FO of 108 comma 5. Therefore next function call is we are calling function like this. FO of 108 comma 5. Next compare 108 and 110 value locations, okay. So these are 2 comma 0, these are not equal. When they are not equal, what you have to write? We can write 1 plus FO of 110 comma 4. Right friends. Next compare 110 value and 112 value. 110 and 112, they are equal now. Right? If they are equal, simply we are calling FO function. Simply we are calling FO function, that equal 112 comma 3. Next compare 112 comma 114 values. Verify are they equal or not. So 112 and 114 values, they are not equal. If they are not equal, you can take 1 plus FO of 114 comma 2. Next compare 114 comma 116 values. Compare 114 comma 116 values. Are they equal? Yes, they are equal. So if they are equal, we can call function simply FO of 116 comma 1. So the moment if I call this function, here size is equals to 1. Size equals to 1. According to the program statement, whenever size equals to 1, just look at here friends. Whenever size equals to 1, it will return 1. It will return 1. So hence size equals to 1 condition satisfied, therefore it is going to return 1. So it will return 1. Here there is a return statement. Because of the return statement, it will go back to the 1 to the previous location. Next 1 plus 1, again return statement will return 2 to the previous location. This return statement will return 2 to previous location. 1 plus 2, that equal to 3. 3 will return to the previous state. And then here 3 plus 1, that equals to 4. 4 plus 1, that equals to 5. Hence answer to this question is 5. Okay. Answer to this question is 5. This question based on array concept friends. Okay. array concept. This is second question came in the programming subject. Let me focus on next question. Question number 3 in the programming. Actually, the question size is very big. It is not possible for me to write every step here in detail. Let me write very few steps here. There is a main function, int main function, and we have printf statement, printf %d. There is a function called get, having input is 14,362. 14,362. So from the main function, I'm calling get function, where they define get function as int get function having formula parameter is n. After they declare some variables here, okay. So I don't want to write complete code. I don't want to write complete code because there is no enough space for doing this problem. So the basic idea of this problem is how the while loop and for loops are executing this problem, okay. So inside this code, they provided variables like this. They provide a variable d. D is a variable, and also they provided t. There is one more variable is called new num. There is one more variable is called new num, and one more variable is called term. Clear? They provided 4 variables. Afterwards, inside this loop, inside this while loop, inside this function, they assign values like term is equals to 0 and new num is equal to 0, where t is initially 1. These are initial values. After having initial values, now they are using while loop condition. Just look at the while loop, how they defined. And what is the value of n they provided in this case? Just look at here, value of n. Because you are passing 14,362, therefore n value becomes 14,362. Therefore, there is a variable n is equals to 14,362. Clear, friends, okay? Now, inside this function, there is a while loop they defined first. Let me write that while loop. So, there is a while loop. The kept condition is while n greater than or equals to 2. I hope every one of you are having question so that they can easily understand. T star is equals to 10. Afterwards, t is equals to t by 10. Actually, there is no opening brace and closing brace here. Therefore, only t equal t star 10 related to while loop condition. So, first check the condition n greater than or equal to t. What is the value of n? 14,362. So, 14,362 greater than 1? Yes, this condition true. The moment it is true, t value updated, t equal to t star 10. So, what is the value of t right now? Right now, value of t equal to 1. Therefore, I am going to write once again that value of t. Value of t equal to 1 initially. Once this condition satisfied, then t value becomes t equal to t star 10. So, 1 into 10 that equals to 10, friends. After this step, again while loop will be tested because this statement is not related to under while loop. It will be executed after completion of while loop, friends, okay. Now, n greater than or equal to t. What is n value? 14,362. Greater than 10? Yes, it is true. Therefore, t equal t star 10. 10 into 10 that equals to 100. Again check the condition n greater than or equal to t. 14,362 greater than or equal to 100. Yes, true. True means t equal t star 10. 100 into 10 that equal to 1000. Again while loop condition satisfied. 1000 into 10 that equal to 10,000. Again 14,362 greater than 10,000. Therefore, 10,000 into 10 that equals to 1 lakh. That equals to 1 lakh. Clear, friends, okay? Clear? That equal exactly 1 lakh. After getting t equal 1 lakh, now this while loop condition fail. While n greater than or equal to t condition fail. So, the moment this condition fail, now we can take t equal to t by 10. So, t by 10 means 1 lakh by 10 that equals to we are having 10,000. 10,000. So, in the first while loop, after completion of first while loop, we are having t equal 10,000. Now, again inside this function, Again, one more while loop they defined. Look at how they defined while loop. They defined one more while loop like this. While t greater than 0, whenever this condition is satisfied, d is equals to, they modified as n by t, n is equals to n mod t, t is equals to t by 10. If this condition true, then nu num is equals to 10 star nu num plus d after term is equals to term plus 1 mod 2. That's all. This is second while loop they provided. After first while loop, they provide second while loop like this, okay? So in the second while loop, after completion of second while loop, finally what they are returning, they are going to return nu num. They are going to return nu num. So this is the final value which you are going to print in the main function. Clear, friends, okay? Let me explain quickly how this program is executing now. Yes. First we need to verify while t greater than 0. So what is t value right now? 10,000. It will check 10,000 greater than 0 or not. 10,000 greater than 0. Yes, condition true. Since the condition true, we need to update d value. So d is equals to n by t. D is equal to n by t. N value is equals to 14,362 and t value is equals to 10,000. Right? So 14,362 by t value, t is equal to 10,000, right? So how many times it get cancelled? Only one time. So quotient equal to 1. After n is equal to n mod 2, so n value is equals to, n value 14,362. So 14,362 mod t that equals to 10,000. You have to take the remainder of this, okay? So if you take remainder, obviously remainder is equals to 4,362 is the remainder. After t is equal to t by 10. So t right now it is 10,000. So 10,000 by 10, that equals to 1,000. Right? After check the term value. What is term value right now initially? Just go through the term value. Term value equal to 0. 0 means computer terminology point of view is false. Therefore, if the condition false, we cannot execute the statement. Okay, we cannot execute the statement. Then term equal term plus 1 mod 2. What is term value we are taking? Term value is equal to 0. 0 plus 1 mod 2, that equals to 1. So n value got updated, that is 4362. Right, friends? Okay. N value got updated 4362 and t value updated 10,000. T value updated to 10,000. And d value updated to 1. And afterwards, it is continuous process. How long it is continuous process? As long as t greater than 0, we have to continue this process. Okay. I hope you understand the basic essence of this program. After completion of this while loop, finally it is going to return nu num. The value stored in the nu num is, at the end I got the answer is 46 is the correct answer. Okay. So therefore, it will return 46 to the calling place. It will return 46 to the calling place. Hence, answer to this question is 46. Answer to this question is 46. So these are the 3 questions they ask in programming. Okay, very beautiful questions really. And next I am going to discuss questions which they ask in data structures. In data structures, they provided multiple select question based on the properties. Okay, properties. The question was looking like this: which of the following is true? Which of the following is true? They provide options like A, B, C, D. So the multiple select questions. Okay, which of the following statement is true? The first question: finding an element from the binary search tree will take theta of log n base 2. Finding an element from the BST binary search tree takes theta of log n base 2. This is the first question, first option they provided. But you remember, binary search tree need not be balanced every time. Binary search tree, it may be left skewed binary search tree or it may be right skewed binary search tree. They've provided that the worst case time required for finding an element in the binary search tree is theta of log n base 2 is not correct, because if it is a left skewed binary search tree, it takes up to theta of n. That's why it is not correct, it is false option. Okay. Next statement they mentioned, every BST is min heap. Every BST is min heap. Min heap or max heap, I got information regarding min heap. Remember, min heap always a complete binary tree. Complete binary tree means all levels are full except possible last level filling from left to right. Whereas binary search tree, it may have skewed binary search tree or it may have full binary search tree. Then how can I ensure that every BST is min heap? So hence this statement is false. This statement is false, okay? And maximum length from root to leaf node is n minus 1. That is the next property they provided. Maximum length from root to leaf node is n minus 1. Yes, it is possible if it is skewed binary search tree, okay? So path length is n minus 1. Path length is n minus 1 is possible if it is skewed binary tree. Clear, friends, okay? So for example, if you take skewed binary tree like this, what is the length from root to leaf node means like 1, 2. But number of nodes are how many? 3 nodes. Length is equal to, so 3 minus 1, which is correct, okay? Next, it is true. Next one, in-order traversal of BST always in the ascending order. They ask question like this, in-order traversal, in-order of BST, in-order traversal of BST always in ascending order. Always in ascending order. Yes, it is a standard property which we repeated so many times in the class. Yes, it is true. So this statement also true. So this question came from data structures. This is one question. And the second question came from hashing concept. Okay. Second question came from hashing. Let me discuss hashing question. They provided hash function h1 of k is equals to k mod 11, h2 of k is equals to 1 plus k mod 7. The hash table size which they mentioned the hash table size m is equals to 11. And for ith probe, in open address, for ith probe in open address, they defined double hashing function, okay? So they defined like this, h1 of k plus I into h2 of k, I into h2 of k mod m, where m is nothing but here hash table size, that equals to 11, mod 11, where I indicates collision number starting from 0, where I indicates collision number, probe number starting from 0, 1, 2 and so on like this, okay. So means this question based on double hashing, friends, okay, double hashing. And they also provided some case where we need to insert those cases into hash table. Keys which they provided, that is 63, 50, 25, 79, 67, 24. And finally they are asking where is the index of 24, okay. So where is the index of 24? Where is the index of 24? In the hash table. So actually here hash table size equals to 11. You know hash table size 11 means index is starting from 0 ending at 10, okay, ending at 10. So let me quickly draw the hash table. There is a hash table having values like index and then keys. So we are having indexes are starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9 and one more, that is 10. That equals 10. So we need to map the given key values in this location. Clear, friends? Okay. So just we need to start the problem. That is, hash function they provided h1 of k plus I into h2 of k, where k is nothing but key value, that equals to mod m. M means here it is 11. M means 11. Right? Suppose first key if I consider, key is equals to 63. The first key is 63, friends. Okay. Just substitute 63 here and I value equal to 0 because there is no collision first time. That's why I value equal to 0. We need to start. Okay. So therefore, it is taking h1 of 63 plus 0 into h2 of 63 mod 11. Right. What is h1 of 63? Go to h1 function. Go to h1 function. For h1 function, they provided k into k mod 11. So k mod 11. Therefore, 63 mod 11 they are asking, right? So 63 mod 11, that is nothing but here we are having this value equals to 55, that equal 8. 8 plus 0 into something, obviously 0 mod 11. So therefore, it is mapping to 8th index. Do you have any element in 8th index? No, we don't have. So directly we can store that element into 8th index. So therefore, we are having 8th index for the key 63. So this is the way we need to continue this process. So remaining values also I found the location, directly I am writing the values, friends. Okay. Just next key is 50. 50. So according to my calculation, 50 is stored into 6th location. You also please check it, friends. Okay. 50 stored into 6th location. Afterwards 25 stored into 3rd location. 25 stored into 3rd location. After 79 stored into 2nd location. 79 stored into 2nd location. After 67 stored into 1st location. Next, when it comes to key 24, it is required to discuss key 24. Actually, key 24, it is hashing to the location that equal to 2nd location first. But 2nd location, we are already having key element. Okay. So that 64 we are going to discuss now because the last key they are asking 24. Suppose if k is equal to 24, first we need to find h1 of 24 plus 0 into h2 of 24 mod 11. Right, friends? Okay. h1 of 24 means 24 mod 11. 24 mod 11, that equals, we are getting value equal to 2 here. Okay. So obviously it is 2 plus 0 into something, obviously it is 0 mod 11. So we are getting 2nd location. We are getting 2nd location. But 2nd location we are already having key element. That's why collision occurs. When collision occurs, we can take it as first collision. Okay. Now I equals to 1. First collision occur, I equals to 1. Right, friends? Okay. So when I equal to 1, second time we need to consider the h1 of 24 plus 1 into h2 of 24 mod 11. Right, friends? Okay. What is h1 of 24? That equals to 2 plus 1 into h2 of 24. Go back to h2 function which they mentioned. They mentioned h2 of key is equals to 1 plus k mod. What did they mention? 1 plus k mod 7. K mod 7. This is what they mentioned, right? So therefore 24 you need to insert in this k value. h2 of 24. That equal 1 plus 24 mod 7. Obviously, we will get result equal to 3. 3 plus 1, that equal to 4. So therefore, we are getting this value equal to 4, friends. Okay. So therefore, 4 mod 11. That is 6 mod 11. 6 mod 11 means you will get 6th location. But 6th location also one more key already available, right? Then you go for collision number 2. That is I equal to 2. So when substitute I equal to 2, and substitute I equals to, simply substitute here we will get, that is 2 plus, this value you are going to take 2 into 4 plus mod 11, because simply I am substituting I value equal to 2, friends. Okay. So 8 plus 2, that equal 10, 10 mod 11, that equal 10. Therefore 10th location that element will be stored, 24 will be stored into 10th location. So answer to this question is 24 friends. That is 24 will be stored into 10th index. They ask the answer what is the index of 24, that is 10th index. Okay. So these are beautiful questions asked in data structures. And now I'm going to discuss questions based on algorithm subject friends. Okay. Algorithm subject. In algorithm subject, one question came from min heap. In a heap tree, there are 32 keys are there, then what is the maximum height of min heap? Suppose if there are 32 keys, number of keys equal to 32, means number of elements are 32. What is the maximum height of min heap they are asking? You know, min heap is always taking complete binary tree structure, right? Complete binary tree structure. So therefore, minimum number of nodes we can say 2 power h less than or equal to 2 power h plus 1 minus 1. This is the way it is satisfying the condition. Clear friends, okay? So they are talking about maximum height, and n they provided that equal number of nodes is equals to 32 nodes. Clear friends, okay? 32 nodes. So therefore, what we have to do, suppose if I consider a complete binary tree structure like this, if I consider this continuation, this process, okay? Obviously here if you consider these are 15 nodes are there, right friends, 15 nodes, okay? So therefore again if I go to one more level, 15 into 2, right? So therefore if I go to one more like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 nodes are there. But they mention exactly 32 nodes, okay? So here how much height is there? 1, 2, 3. If I go to one more level, obviously this one more level is also completely full, right? Completely full. By the time it is completely full, we are having 31 keys. But they provide 32, so one more node must be available here. Therefore, height is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Height is equals to 5. Or else directly you can use this value. 2 power h value is equals to 32 they provided. Hence, we can write it as 2 power 5. Height is equals to 32. Sorry, please excuse me. Height equals to 5. This is one question they asked in algorithm topic from min heap. And the next question regarding number of swappings. They provided bubble sort algorithm, which we clearly discussed in the class. They provided bubble sort algorithm. They are asking how many number of swaps are required if array contains elements in the descending order with 30 elements. You know, number of swaps formula in the bubble sort algorithm n into n minus 1 by 2. In bubble sort algorithm, number of swaps in the worst case n into n minus 1 by 2 is possible if array elements in the decreasing order. And they provide array contains number of elements equal to, so how many elements they provided? I hope array size that equal 30. Now they are asking how many number of swaps are required. Simply substitute here 30 into 30 minus 1 by 2, which equals 15 into 29. So I got answer for this one 15 into 29, sorry. It is 30 into, right? Yeah, 15 into 29, that equal, I got answer is 435. Okay. So this question came from bubble sort algorithm, which we directly discussed this question in the class notes, friends. Just refer class notes, we are having this question answer, direct answer. Okay. One is min heap, another one is swapping concept. Okay. And there is one question based on spanning tree. Yes. Just look at they provided one graph. We are having values like A, B, C, D. We have 7, 3, 1, 6, 8, X. The question is looking like this. The maximum value of X. The maximum value of X such that every minimum cost spanning tree must contain X. The maximum value of X such that every minimum cost spanning tree must contain X. So how to find maximum value of X means apply Kruskal's algorithm now. Kruskal's algorithm always including edges in the increasing order of their weights. So total number of vertices, how many we are having? 4 vertices. Therefore, spanning tree requires how many edges? Spanning tree needs V minus 1 edges. That equal 3 edges are required. Right? 3 edges are required. By applying Kruskal's algorithm, first we need to include 1, which is a minimum weight. Afterwards, you can include edge whose weight is 3. right? So therefore, the spanning tree is looking like this: A, just observe friends, A and then C. First edge which I include is D2B, D2B, whose cost is equals to 1. And the second edge which I am including is A to C, whose cost is equal to 3, right? But it is not a spanning tree. Spanning tree must be connected, right? Spanning tree must be connected. We want 3 edges, but we are having only 2 edges. So one more edge is required. So one more edge is required, and every spanning tree must contain X. So that definitely that one more edge must have X only. So X it may be 3 also. So I can take. So can I take 3? No, because here 3 is there, and also they mentioned the graph. Did they mention graph is distinct edge weights? Because here information is they provided only regarding graph. They didn't mention distinct edge weights. Suppose if I take same edge weights, I can take 3 also. If I take same edge weights, I can take 3 also, right? I can take 4 also. I can take 5 also, right? But if I take 6, then there is a possibility to include AD or BC. Therefore, maximum possible, actually possible values of X are looking like this. I can take 3, or I can take 4, I can take 5, right friends, okay? Even I can take 1, I can take 2 also, 1 whatever it may be. But they're asking maximum possible value of X, right? The maximum possible value of X is only 5 is possible. So therefore, this X value must be equal to 5, where every MST must include this one, okay? That's all. These are the questions from the algorithm, and I hope most of you utilize notes, okay? With this morning session, CAC question paper analysis is completed. And once again, I am going to explain that the point is ACE Engineering Academy is conducting classes offline as well as online for GATE 2026 aspirants. So please utilize this opportunity. We are here to help every one of you. Okay. Thanks for giving this opportunity.